Bodmin Jail is on the edge of Bodmin Moor in Cornwall and was originally built in 1779. The prison design was based on the plans and ideals of the prison reformer John Howard. It was one of the first modern prisons in the UK. It was largely used as a debtor's prison for many years until 1869, and the last person to be hanged at the jail was William Hampton in 1909. I myself had never heard of this prison before until one of my friends showed me the photo, which I'm going to show you now. Now, I am not interested in history, but I am quite interested in ghostly experiences. And I'm a skeptic, but this photo had me intrigued. This photo was taken 16 years ago. The chair was empty. And this photo came back. Can you see the person sitting on that empty chair and a figure standing behind? So intrigued by this photo, I dragged two of my good friends with me. Can you see how happy we were before we entered the jail? Our tour was booked for 6:30. It would have been dark by then, so we decided to take a trip to the jail during the day so we can have a look in the daylight and see for ourselves what we were heading to that evening. So this is the forecourt of the jail and includes a shop and the entrance to the jail, and this is also where the restaurants, a couple of restaurants are, and also the hotel, which I believe is a 5-star hotel converted from actual prison cells, which I'll show you a bit later on in the footage. So this is it during the day. I was already getting a very eerie feeling just being here during the day. It was just dead silent, if you excuse the pun. It was just so weird. This is when we returned in the evening, just before our tour. We went into the bar area. Look how beautiful this bar is. Now, I would have stayed for a cocktail or two, or even a spirit, but I didn't want any alcohol before the tour. Now, this is the same area that I filmed during the day. Still really haunting, so to speak. It was just so surreal and quiet. There was just like nobody about. And it happened that me and my two friends were the only three booked on the tour at 6:30. So we had a private tour. So we immersed ourselves in Cornwall's dark history in the new Dark Walk with the state-of-the-art theatrical effects that bring some of the grimmest stories vividly to life. So we put ourselves in the hands of the paranormal manager, Joe Carter, and we had to stand in this room with the countdown and then go behind the door that opened out, and we were told that some people have seen the figure of the slender man beckoning them down the stairs. I'm going to shut up now and you'll be able to hear some of the tales of the jail, and you'll also see some of the theatrical displays that introduce you to the characters that used to inhabit this jail and maybe still do. I'll let you see for yourself, but you can actually hear how scared we all are going down these stairs. I'll shut up and I'll see you again in a moment. You go first though.
The adventure begins. Make your way carefully downstairs. These spaces are dangerous. Do not wander off. Gather round. Deutsch, your guide, will be with you shortly. Please wait. Your guide, Deutsch, will be with you very soon.
Hi, so me again. I just wanted to let you know this is all the theatrical effects just to show you the characters that were in this jail. So the tour starts with the theatrical effects, but in these areas you could also potentially find actual spirits that haunt this jail. So that's why we were also very cautious and scared. But this special effects weren't the parts to make you feel scared. They were just trying to show you what used to happen in the jail and introduce you to some of the ghosts that could potentially still now be in the jail.
Enjoy it. You may never leave. Welcome to the ends of the earth. Stay four mountains falling.
You got yourself a proper Hello, Mother. Mention of school, Jack? Right. I'll be back for the Mr. Dragon.
But even the wisest can stray from the path. Weary of travel, he took a shortcut and cut short his life. Open the doors and enter the courtroom. Silence in court. Be seated.
Okay, so this was now the end of the special effects part. Then we went on to the real tour with Joe Carter, who told us some actual ghost stories and facts and history.
You like to be very physical with
about the
males and very interrogative, really, and antagonistic to females. Now, also, if you have anything around your neck, like any jewellery, do check it, because they are often undone and dropped on the floor. Also, any emblems on bags. We had made a nice Gucci handbag. The emblem got ripped off and just thrown across the floor during a ghost walk. And two investigators had rather a nasty time in here. In fact, the very first week that I was paranormal manager here at the jail, a gentleman who was about 6'7", a rugby player, was stood in this space during one of our evening investigations, and just tuning into the area in the dark. The lights were completely off, apart from just behind a very, very low lighting, just to see if there was any changes to him or his shadow, essentially. It's called transfiguration. Essentially, we're just seeing if a body changes. This gentleman saw his wife walk around the corner, turned to her and said, "I want to strangle you by the throat until you're dead." We told him that it probably wasn't you that was feeling that way. It was, in fact, somebody trying to imprint themselves on you. We think it might be this Mr. Shuffles character, or the Shuffly guy. Potentially, our Mr. Shuffles is James Holman, still demanding our attention in rather nasty ways, but he's, let's say, quite antagonistic. He can make you feel very upset, and he doesn't particularly like the ladies. Well, I don't know if any of you are going to actually say yes to this. I'd love it if you did, but do we have a volunteer?
For what?
Well, if I told you, that would be spoiling the magic.
Dave,
just,
do it.
just to stand here,
There you go.
basically. Yeah, absolutely. All you need to do, mind your head, of course, is a bit low down. Is just stand in that spot and just to bang on the wall behind you, just to see if there's any way that anybody could be hiding behind there. Is it pretty solid?
Yes, seems pretty solid.
Pretty solid wall. And the reason I got you to just test that is so that I don't sound like a charlatan when I say that children have been hiding in there before the show starts. When you make your way downstairs, there's a bit of a waiting time before Deutsch pops up, and they have been hiding in here about to try and scare their parents usually. But those children have not been able to leave that spot. They have complained again to us that whoever it is that's hiding in there needs to lose their job because he didn't let go of my boy or my girl. He had his hands on their shoulders, pulling them into that particular cubby hole there. Now, we have nobody who hides in here, and certainly nobody that grabs hold of guests and nobody that holds them in place. So just as well you managed to get out then. They spent 6 weeks here with their electrical engineers trying to figure out why we have so many electrical disturbances, and it's only in this one space. There's nowhere else in the jail. They could not find out why. They had 6 weeks stay at the hotel for free. Maybe they just liked to prolong as much as they could, but they still couldn't find out why we have these power surges. And again, it seems to correspond an awful lot when we run Ouija board sessions, which we do in the centre of this room. We run a Ouija board session at least 3 or 4 times a week here, and it often corresponds and starts to almost answer us through the lights. Considering that the attraction's actually switched off, why this is flickering or flashing, again, we don't quite know. Yeah, please do, because as I say, Sana couldn't work out why it's happening. Obviously we use a projection of a judge during the show, but it's switched off now. So as to why power's forcing itself through here, again, we don't really know, but while we're talking it seems to respond. What will happen, and I can guarantee you this later, is that when I go upstairs to look at the CCTV while no one's in here, it probably will be completely dead, for lack of a better word. Yeah. Might as well see the cells themselves, which is probably why you came here.
I'm not sure where we came.
Not many people are. Quite often we have guests on the paranormal investigations that
No, it's because of that photo, and I was intrigued.
Yeah, I'll have to try.
Because I'm sceptical, so.
Yes, yeah. I think, to be honest with you, even the paranormal crew are half sceptical about some of the things we see, and then other things we simply cannot explain. I've got another experiment in one of the cells. You can have a good look in the cells themselves. And shut the door behind you. I'm not trying to get rid of you, but it's, it's quite an experience.
You will let us out, huh?
And I'll ask you when you get out if anything happens to you.
Oh, okay.
This is a pretty haunted room, so
Oh.
we'll just shut the door very quickly on you.
Okay.
You can open it when you want, of course.
I'll turn the light off again.
But we did attract some very big crowds. Any guess as to how many came to see them hang? Any ideas? Sort of thousands? Yeah, we definitely was in the thousands. The Lightfoot brothers had about 25,000 people come to see them on that hillside. They would be drunk as a skunk, I'll be honest with you, because it would be a massive party day. Pint and pasty day was actually the correct term. So they'd be drunk, and the next morning they'd wake up with a massive headache, and that's where the term hangover came from, because the hanging was over. And it all happened, as I say, just outside of here, an area which is now just a picnic area, 51 people hanged in rather a nasty way in public. Who was the previous paranormal manager, she blocked it off because it was deemed that it was far too violent. Men and women, there's a difference in how they were affected by this, but we had a group of male builders from Essex who don't believe in ghosts or nothing, and quite frankly they had a horrible time in there while they were working during the renovations. They claimed to have been grabbed in sensitive regions, to the point that they actually would not work in there because it became so painful to actually work in the cell. Females have had a very different experience. They've had icy fingers being run around their neck, almost as though they're being strangled, barely able to breathe. In fact, Bex, our heritage manager, had rather a bad episode where she could barely breathe in this spot. So it was blocked off. But I would like to know, do you think I should open it up one day?
Yes.
Yep, there we go. Well, that's one yes.
So this is the hotel. Okay, as I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this video, This is now the hotel, which I believe is a 5-star hotel. And these were actual cells now converted into a 5-star hotel. Would you want to stay in there? I don't think I would.
Ceiling on both of the wings. Still the doom and gloom maybe isn't necessarily 100% true. Yeah, I'll mention about Selena Watch, who you probably saw.
Okay, now back to this photo that's taken 16 years ago. And now this is the area. Look how much it's changed. We took this photo just to see if we can now see that ghostly figure and the figure standing behind. Can you see anything? Unfortunately, we couldn't, but the area has changed so much. And obviously that chair and the window are no longer there. It's quite sad it's changed that much, as I was actually really wanting to experience something here.
Again, these were the hallways that led into the kitchens. Potentially that could be maybe the echo of a night duty officer sat waiting on duty. With nothing much to do. It very much does look like somebody sat in a chair, doesn't it?
And that woman behind.
So again, there would have been, maids working in the kitchens.
Yeah, I'm getting orbs.
Oh, you get what at the moment? Orbs. Oh, right. In that sort of area?
Yeah.
How interesting. Right.
I mean, it's a bit of dust.
Sometimes, yeah, it's very ambiguous as to what it is, but there have been some very unusual orb occurrences around here. We had one which moved in a circle through the condemned cell, back out this corridor, then back through again. And it actually went through the walls, which of course dust doesn't usually do, or an insect. So, if you'd like to move the way to the left, there is an execution experience. If you're pregnant, have an extremely bad neck or back.
Where are we watching it?
4 o'clock in the afternoon of the eve of execution, to prepare a made-to-measure gallows for you lot. Time to enjoy your last night on earth. Next morning, 5 minutes before 8. Time is up for the condemned.
It's your appointed time, lass.
No.
They would actually have to walk past their own coffins before being brought into the hanging pit.
So the hanging pit and its history completed our tour of Bodmin Jail. Obviously, I've left out a lot of history and also any ghostly tales because I don't want to ruin it for anybody looking to visit this jail. Would I visit this jail again? Yes, I would, definitely. I would love to book the 9 p.m. till 1:30 a.m. experience and just to see if we actually experience anything. This time we didn't, but next time we may be lucky or unlucky. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of this video, and also did you see any weird sightings apart from us, of course, in the photos? Let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to visit the jail, I also leave the website address for the jail. Our paranormal manager and host for the evening was Joe Carter, and he was fabulous. The whole experience was amazing. The history and the detail and all the tales made our trip fabulous. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and watch out for more of my videos. Thank you.